embraced me for who I was as a person, as a player, and that brought a lot of confidence out of me. So thank you guys for that.
All right, man. Glad to have you here. Thank you for joining us. So basically the question we've been starting with a lot of people, the big signing, where were you when you heard it, and your reaction, Josh Hader, now at the back end of the bullpen?
So I actually found the news pretty late. So it was like a day or two after, because
you were in the woods or something, or what?
I was down in Dominican Republic. I live on a farm. I live on a farm.
Okay.
I live on a farm out there, and we don't have Wi-Fi.
Okay.
So
that's good, actually. Clear your mind down there.
Of course, and milking some cows.
Okay.
Hanging out with the animals.
The cow didn't tell you?
The cow didn't tell me. Yeah. But then I went into the city, and that's when all my cousins told me that we had just signed Hader, and yeah, I'm excited.
All right.
It's crazy to think of having arms like Brian Abreu, Ryan Presley, one of the best postseason closers in recent history, and now you put Josh Hader in the mix. We'll figure out roles down the way. I just know 7-8-9 is going to be absolutely filthy. Talk a little bit about your year last year. I know it wasn't a bad year, but it wasn't the year that maybe you wanted at the plate. When you look back on it, was it just adjusting to that year two, where man, pitchers they got film on you now, they could figure you out, or was it mechanics, mental? What was it where you weren't able to maybe have the biggest year at the plate that you maybe wanted to have?
I mean, I say it's baseball. It's baseball. It's the nature of the game. For one player to do good, another has to not do good. So last year there was a lot of ups and downs, a lot of learning, and there's a lot of information that I took with me in the offseason, a lot of stuff we worked on, and I'm excited for this upcoming year. I feel good, body feels good, mind's in the right spot, and we have a great team. So it should be an exciting year for Houston Astros as a team and Houston Astros as a fan base.
And for you guys, too, as well. I mean, to have all this anticipation and hype coming into a season. But for you guys in that clubhouse, I mean, what does it mean to have that group of 26 that goes in there every day? And kind of, it feels like from the outside, it's kind of a singular mindset that everybody is able to adopt. How hard is that to be able to have?
I think that's what makes us such a great team. It's a mentality that's been instilled in the players since we're drafted. Since you're drafted, you're expected to win and to improve. So once you get to the big leagues, the mentality is to win every single game. So the culture I came into the perfect scenario with Jose Altuve to my left, Bregman, Yuli in 22, now Jose Abreu, Tucker, Michael Brantley, Jordan Alvarez. You just look around, and these guys are all all-stars, Hall of Famers, and great people. So they took me in, gave me a lot of advice, and I'm grateful to be playing alongside them.
Jeremy Peña with us here on News Radio 740 KTRH. Part of that culture that you came into was Dusty Baker as the manager, now the transition to Joe Espada. What did you think of that move, and what's your relationship been like with Joe now at the helm?
So Dusty Baker was my first manager, and he was someone that showed a lot of confidence in me. Even when the season was going ups and downs, his confidence in me, his commitment never wavered. And that's something I've always been grateful for, and that's something I'm always going to love him for. But, Joe Espada, same thing. Since the first day he saw me in spring training, 2019, I got called to back up a game, I remember, in Port St. Lucie. We were playing the Mets. And I was shy, I was just in the background, and Carlos Correa catching ground balls at shortstop, Alex Bregman at third base, Michael Brantley. And I was just kind of in the back, like doing my thing in the back. And Espada kept me after practice. While they were getting ready for the game, I wasn't playing. I was just a backup. So he kept me around and hit me more ground balls and more ground balls. And the rest of the spring training, he always called me to keep backing up games so I could be around those guys, so I could keep learning from those guys. And I don't know what he saw in me, but he saw it in me before I saw it myself.
Wow, that's awesome.
And one of those things, too, that Dusty seemed to have is win or lose, it seemed like when he came to talk to us, he was the same guy. How important is that for you guys, that when things are going great, it's easy to be a front runner, but when things aren't going so great, that the guy is still out there? Yeah, they're playing hard. They're out there. They're trying to get through this 162 and trying to get to the top.
I say that comes with the experience. He's just been around the game for so long that he knows how to bring the best out of his players. He knows that panicking is not going to help. He knows that showing frustration is not going to help the team. He's a person that's very straightforward, And what he says and how he says it is what it is. He's not going to sugarcoat anything. He's not going to, find a way to lay it on you easy. He's going to say it, but that's that. And I think every player appreciates that.
I think what I love about your game too is even on a night where maybe it's not going great at the plate, you still bring that A+ defense. How much of that game, since you've been at the big league level, how much of your focus has been on bringing that elite A-game defense every night at short?
So as a player, not just as a defender, not just as a hitter, you got to be able to disconnect the two. Just because I'm not having the results I want at the plate doesn't mean I need to carry that to the field. The mentality is still to be the best defender ever, and then even though you missed your first 3 at-bats, you still have an at-bat that could change the game. So you always try to keep your mind in the game, and that's something that, I've been doing since I was younger.
What's crazy is you look around baseball, and there's a lot of new pieces on a lot of new teams. Like every year, it's getting used to new guys on the infield or the outfield or whatever, and it's just that the Astros, this core that you guys have built, for you to go out there, and you got Alex Bregman to your right. You got Jose Altuve to your left. I mean, just that continuity, it means something, having, those guys that know, all right, I know on this kind of ball he's going to be here and that sort of thing. It helps so much.
Exactly. It's learning each other, learning the culture of the team. These guys have been doing it for so long. Jose Altuve is a Hall of Famer. Alex Bregman, he's on his way to do great things in this sport, and those guys show up every single day with the hunger to get better. Even after all that Jose Altuve has achieved, he still shows up, I always say, with the drive of a rookie.
Right.
He's a veteran with the drive of a rookie. Alex Bregman's a veteran with the drive of a rookie. And that's something that I try to take out of them.
And Altuve, like the most humble superstar you'll ever. It boggles the mind. Like in the postseason, we're there in Arlington. He just hit the 3-run homer. You guys win Game 5. That guy walks around. Okay, it's just like he's so nonchalant. Like doesn't want the spotlight. He wants his teammates. He's like, go interview Bregman. Go interview Jeremy. Like it's just so crazy that guy is such a big superstar, but still so humble.
Yeah, that speaks volume to his character, to who he is as a person. Like you said, he hit the game-winning home run versus the Rangers, and he acted like he's done it a million times, which he has.
He kind of has.
He's
a little
been
bit.
doing it his whole career, but he never wants to speak down on an opponent or speak down on a teammate. He always tries to bring everybody up, make it a healthy game, and just let the best man win.
You talked about those moments. I mean, it's not all going to be 4-for-4s every night. It's not going to be you're getting every single ground ball. Is that a learned mentality? Like, did somebody have to teach you that of, hey, you can't be too hard on yourself? Or did you just kind of already adopt that and just bring that to the field?
So that's something I learned from my father. My father played in the big leagues with the St. Louis Cardinals, and that's something that he's been teaching me my whole life. He's always said that when you make a mistake and you start thinking about it, you're just giving yourself more chances of making another mistake. So one of the sayings we have with each other is, if you're gonna make a mistake, make it confident. So play the game confident and just let the game take care of itself. And that's something that, I've been doing my whole life.
Just a little more time with Jeremy Peña here on our Astros Fan Fest coverage here on KTRH. Jeremy, upcoming season, have not necessarily numbers-wise or anything else. Do you have any goals that you have? I mean, you're a Gold Glover, you're a World Series champion. Is there anything as far as a goal that you're setting for this upcoming season?
I think the only goal is to go back to the World Series and win the World Series. That's our team goal every single year. That's what we strive for. And I always say, when you play for the team, then your numbers will take care of themselves. When you play unselfish baseball, then you'll be good. So,
what about shout out to these fans, huh? I mean, are these the best fans in baseball?
I mean, what can I say? It's freezing out here, and look how many faces we have here. They're staying warm. I'm trying to stay warm, but I appreciate y'all for coming out. Truly appreciate the support that we receive from y'all in the season. It doesn't go unnoticed. And when you guys pack the stadium, it just motivates us that much more to put together a good show for y'all.
Well,
So I
he's
appreciate it.
he's trying to stay warm. Nobody beats this guy in the gym, by the way. Every spring training, I'm like, my God, Jeremy Peña must have spent every day in the gym just lifting weights. It's incredible.
What's the bicep routine, man? I gotta know.
Man, I would say it's genetics, man. Good genetics.
Oh, dang. So there's no hope for
No
me.
hope for
All
us.
right. Jeremy Peña, thank you for the time as always. Appreciate it, and good luck this upcoming season.
Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate it.
All right, appreciate it. There you go, Jeremy Peña.